Good morning, everybody. And I do speak loudly, but for some reason I feel like I have a frog in my throat. So when Larry and I were speaking, we were talking about the moniker, the Price, Price, which we'll talk about more today. And I told him the P stands for police. And I told him, I said, really, it should stand for perspective. And the reason why comes with the story. So I'm a grandma, a nana, and my 6-year-old grandson, I've had custody of since he was about 6 months. And you know, when it's time to go to bed, the kids say, I got to potty. And you're like, I just told you to potty, but I got to do it again. Okay, go. But you didn't read me a story. We didn't say our prayer. I'm thirsty. I'm thirsty. And you know how it works. So I'm full of stories because I have to. I have a 6-year-old grandson. And so I'm going to start with the story that I told Larry on why I think the P instead of just police should be perspective or perception. Now, my story doesn't come with the once upon a time in a land far, far away, because it wasn't far, far away. It was a long time ago because I was in middle school. But I remember we had a teacher who stood up to teach one day. And all of a sudden, the back door opens to the classroom, and we see somebody run in and run back out. And the teacher asked us, she said, okay, did anybody else see that? And, you know, half the students weren't paying attention. They were paying attention to her, or they were, diddling with whatever's on their desk. Some of the students saw a man run in the room, grab something off the table, and run out. One of the students thought it was a purse. One of the students thought it was a notepad. One of the students thought he left something, not picked something up. There were 30 different answers for 30 different students. Some people thought he had a red shirt, some people thought he had a blue shirt. But the reality is none of those people were 100% right. Out of all the students, nobody saw what exactly happened. So she recreated it in slow motion now that we were paying attention. And it was a police officer who came in fully clothed, and he walked in. He did pick up a pencil or something and he walked back out. But when he did it the second time, we all, oh, that's what we saw. I tell that little bit of a story to say this: everybody had a different perspective and a different perception of what the reality was, of what really happened. So, how they perceived it. Maybe they thought that he came in and stole something because they lived in a foster home and they were having to, keep their stuff close because people took from them. And the person who saw him bring something in, maybe they come from a giving family who's always giving something back. So why would anybody come in and take from us? They give to us, right? Everybody has their own perception. This situation is no different. When I walked in this morning, I wasn't sure what to expect. I'll be honest. I asked Larry, okay, so what are we doing again? Okay. So what are we doing again? Because, if anybody knows Ryan, he's a fast talker and fast mover, and he just tells you need to be here and you show up, right? And so I kept thinking, I'm not really sure what to expect. But as I came in, I realized everybody in this room is who needs to be in this room. And although I am a Christian attorney, and I told you I wear a lot of hats. So, yes, I'm a Christian first, but I'm an attorney. I was a teen mom. I am a business owner. I am an adjunct professor. I'm a community activist. I've ran for judge twice. I do a lot. I'm a nana, I'm a grandmother, I'm a sister, I'm a friend, I'm a volunteer. I'm all of that stuff in this community. Well, I bring all of that here I bring all of that here, and just like I have all my titles, you all have your titles. As a Christian attorney, I one of the stories that I love, 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 and I took with me on my last campaign was about Gideon's army. And if you're not a Christian or you don't know the Bible, the story of Gideon was this. Gideon was tasked with taking over and having to attack and defeat the Midianite army, which was a big army, a big, massive army. And so he thought, okay, I got to get all of the men because we have to use everything we have to take out this army. And so he started with 32,000 soldiers or 32,000 men. And God came to him and said, no, that's not what you need. And he told them, he said, Go back to the people and tell the men, if any of you all are scared, you can go home. Those who were afraid were 22,000. Like he lost a third of his army right then and there. Boom, gone. Because they were scared. What? I don't have to go. I'm going back home to watch Netflix. I'm going to watch the game. And then God said, nope, still, that's not your army. He said, go back, take the men by the waterside and tell them to get a drink. And so 9,700 of the men took off their gear, kneeled down, cupped the water. Oh, that was refreshing. And God told Gideon, those are the men that have to go. So in case you're, most people aren't great at math, we started with 32,000. It went down to 22. 22 went away. We went down to 10,000 and 9,700 left. And God said, the men who stayed with their gear, kept their head up as they got the water because they were vigilant and they were ready to go, those are the ones you need. So when I came in and I thought, well, we got a couple of empty chairs, and Larry said, well, we got a thing going on downtown. So there is competition because there's people downtown that went to that event instead of this one. Gideon's army came to my mind. It's like, no. Because with Gideon's army, he took those 300 men and he won. They took over this well-renowned army. They took them over with 300 men. But the funny part of the story is God told them, go make some noise. So they got trumpets and they smashed pots and glasses, and it made them sound like they were a massive army. To the Midianites were scared. And that's how they won, because they were smart and they were clever. They won for 3 different reasons. One, they had a little bit of faith, even when it didn't look like it and it didn't make sense. 2, they trusted God and they trusted their leader. And so they were able to do this crazy, let's do the trumpet and bang the glass and make it happen. And it worked. But number 3 is it took action. It didn't take a lot of people. It took a little faith, some solid trust, and it took action. So each one of you who are in this room are here for a different reason, and we all have different perspectives and backgrounds, talents. We have the young people, we have the officers, we have the attorneys, we have the insurance people, we have the financial people. We have all we need in this room if we can do those 3 things. Now, and we all are like the body part. Somebody's going to do this part and somebody's going to do that part. The neck bone's connected to the, now that's my nana in me. The foot bone's connected to the ankle. No, I'm not going to sing because I can't. But all of us can do our part. And if we come together, no matter what the other thing is that's going on downtown, no matter what's going on in our city, the change is here. And each one of us, as long as we do have a little bit of faith, that we trust what we're doing or trust the process, and we take action after we leave for today and not just shake our heads and clap and pat ourselves on the back, we can do it. And as I told you, I was a teen mom. I had my son 2 days after my 16th birthday. Luckily, I haven't killed him yet. He's 26. He's given me a step grandson, a bonus grandson, and 2 other grandkids. And so I love him dearly, even though I want to shake him and kill him some days. But since he was little, I told him this. 1, I didn't get to be from a teen mom to a TV show host to, all of the things that I've done by myself. It took one person at every step of the way, somebody who believed in me, somebody who mentored me, somebody who just smiled and encouraged me on a day when I didn't think I could do it, to get to where I went or where I'm going. But the thing that I've told my son also is this, and this is what I will leave with you so that you can remember. Every moment of every second of every day, you can choose. You can choose to do differently. Every moment of every second of every day, you can choose to be the change that you want to be, the change that you want to see. Every moment of every second of every day. And I had to tell myself that because I can be the statistic. I can let people label me or label my situation as this is what it's going to be. And that applies to the situations that we're talking about today. We can be like, oh man, that's messed up. Oh man, who cares? Nothing's going to change. Or we can do an about face, take action, and make that change. So just remember that every moment of every second of every day, you can be the change. You just need to be.